So I've been playing around with the Create mod, and I think it's safe to say that I've been having some fun. Hello my friends, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can create your very own, essentially robot butler with the Create mod. You heard me right, a robot butler that will bring you the items that you want, just like this. And even, if you want, you can drink your tea, put the bottle there, send him back, and next time you want to order something, I don't know, some dessert, right? And then next time he comes over, he will have disposed of that bottle that we gave him before. Just like that. Beautiful. Okay, let's start off with the dimensions. One thing that is very handy to keep in mind is actually that this design, the area that you want the robot to be moving around can be as big as you like. Okay, but for this example, I'm gonna go for, I think this is 5 by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so for this example, I'm gonna go by 5 by 9, and then back here you're going to want to clear out a fairly large amount of space, like that. And then this whole area has got to be as far back as this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should only have to be, I probably should know better, but I'm actually not 100% sure on the dimensions on this. But it's going to be, this gives you an idea, hopefully. Now, to start with, we are going to put the actual arm in place, just like so. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Just like so. There we go. You're actually going to have to make sure that this is all glued together. So, glue. Glue there, and glue there. Just to make sure that it all stays together. And then you're going to want to put a mechanical sticky piston like that, and then one like that. Then obviously you're going to need to add the piston extension pawls, so this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks that way. So we're going to want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this goes, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks forwards. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was right there. And pretty close with that. Then next up, you're going to want to put a clutch, a gear shift, and for this example, I'm going to put a creative motor. But you don't, let's bring that back. I'm going to use a creative motor here, but obviously if you're doing this in survival mode, you'll have to, link it up to whatever systems you have. And then you're going to want to do the same thing here, clutch, gear shift, and motor. Probably try and make sure that this doesn't happen. So for the time being, you're going to want to put some levers on here, make sure that they're glued on. And then we can use that. That's the wrong one. We can use that to bring it back. Let's speed this up a bit. And then that to shut it off completely. And same for this. That to shut it off completely. And then let's do 64, I think is realistic. Right, so now you're going to want to actually move these down here and put redstone links on top of each of these. Again, make sure that these are glued on, just like so, and then use the wrench to make them all receiving ones. And then you're going to want to select 2 blocks for each of these, so let's do 1 and 2 as green and red, and then red and green. You're going to want to make sure that all 4 of these have different combinations, right? So, then for this one, let's do blue and yellow. then yellow and blue. Now for this next bit we're going to have to do some slightly old-fashioned redstone. This can be absolutely wherever you want. It doesn't even have to be close to this, so long as you're still loading this redstone circuit in at the same time as this. Now you're going to want to make a shape something like that, put 2 target blocks there, and as I said, some old-fashioned redstone here, kind of, but you're going to want to get more of these redstone links, and a wrench, do that, that. Then you're going to want to create a shape like this. By the way, you don't have to do these colors, I'm just doing it to make it easier to look at. You're going to want to put a torch there, a repeater there, and put 2 redstone links here. These ones you do not use the wrench on, whereas these ones you do. Okay, but you're going to want to find link, you see here, this one on the inside that's on this clutch. Right, you're going to want to copy that, so frequency 1 is green, frequency 2 is red, and you're going to want to do exactly that on this one here, so green and red, like so, and then do this one as red and green, right, and then over here, you're going to do any 2 random colors, just do any 2 random items like this, right, and then do the opposite here, and now you can get a controller, right, and let's say link that one to S and that one to D. You're going to want to remove these now, and now S should move it that way, and pressing D should move it that way, except obviously these need to be glued together. Apparently I missed out that step. And now you're going to want to do exactly the same thing over here, just like so, except you're going to want to use different colors. So this one we can do, I don't know, yellow and blue, then this one blue and yellow. So we're going to copy exactly this pattern over, so blue in 1, yellow in 2. So with concrete though. Blue in 1 and yellow in 2, and then you're going to want to do the opposite here, and you're going to want to use a wrench on these 2 to make them receivers. So now if you get a controller and make sure that these are all linked up correctly, so this one to W, this one to S, this one to D, and then this one to A. S should move it that way, W should move it that way, A should move it that way, and D should move it that way. And then that's stage 1 complete, you could say. Now, if you want, you can create supposedly tables like this, with buttons on each of these, along with a reset button over here. Now let's start with the reset button. You're going to want to start with just something simple like this. This is a pulse extender, and depending on the size, you're going to need to figure out a lot of this yourself, but depending on the size of your area that your robot is moving around in, you're going to need to figure out exactly how long these have got to be for. But what you can do is, because this one, let's say, nope, this one, right, you're going to want to control pick block that one and place it over here, and then do some more old-fashioned redstone to create a monostable circuit like this, like that, like that, like that. and like that, you're probably going to want to have. And then another extender. In fact, actually no. Set this like that, another extender, and then copy this one over to here. And again, for this, you're just going to need to figure out exactly how long, because it's going to be different depending on the size of your bar. You're going to need to figure out exactly how long. Okay, so it's actually a little bit incorrect here. What you're going to actually want to do is have this here, redstone here, and have the torch here, and then do the same type of thing with the monostable circuit, and you're probably going to want it to look something like this. Okay, so the next step is going to be to create 4 of these. The way, give you a second to look at these. You've got 4 gold like that, or 4 building blocks like that. I don't know why I'm using gold. With redstone, pulse extender, redstone, one of these, and then the same monostable circuit with pulse extender and one of these. And now for each of these, you're going to make sure that you've got green in 1 and red in 2, and then you're going to have blue in 1 and yellow in 2. And then it's going to be up to your own trial and error to try and figure out how long these should be set to. Because if you just leave, oops, there's no actual pulse extender on that one. But if you just leave them like this, the arm is barely going to move at all. So in this particular instance, if I reset this real quick, 3 seconds is the right amount of time to move the arm from the reset position all the way over to here, right, as you can see. So that's moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. It takes 3 seconds. And then to move up to here, let's give it maybe 2 seconds. Just like that. And now if we reset, now hopefully this should come all the way out to here, stop, and then, okay, so that was a little bit too long, but 1 second might not actually work. So let's take a look, and yeah, 1 second only brings it to here. So sometimes you might actually need to double up on these and maybe do 1 second and let's say 10 ticks. So let's take a look, and perfect, there we go. And then you're going to repeat this process for every single one. Cool. So now that your arm should be coming to the button that you press, like so, the next question is, how do we get it to bring the food? Well, first of course we need a menu. You should be able to build this menu anywhere, and it won't really matter. Then you put droppers behind all the buttons, and in the droppers you put the correlating item. So there's honeyed apple right there, there's tea there, there is rolls there, and there is chocolate, which looks like a brick to me, there. Now you're probably going to want to try and keep this bit behind the scenes, but if we get a it's not called a conveyor belt, is it? It's a mechanical belt, and we get some shafts, and again I'm just going to use a creative motor, but obviously if you're doing it in survival mode you can't use that. Let's just do 32, it doesn't need to be that fast, and another one there. Connect these up and put some tunnels on here. Now you put an andesite funnel there and a brass funnel there, making sure that you don't glue them onto this. You don't want these to move around. You'll get a mechanical arm and a mechanical arm here, And I mean, I'm going to use a creative motor, but set it to nice and fast with realistic speed. Obviously you can't use a creative motor in survival, but you'll just need to power it however you're getting power to this area. Now make sure that with this mechanical arm you click once there and then once on each of these and place that there. And now with a wrench you're going to want to change this. Where is it? God, what's this called? I think it should be, if I can actually change this. Why can't I change this? There we go. Wait. Forced round robin, I think. And now if we put 2 different items on here, it will put 1 in the andesite one and 1 in the brass one. Yes. And we'll end up with those there. Nice. Now it's time for a very tricky bit. We're gonna try and get this. If you can think of a better way to do this, please do tell me. But to give this arm power, we're going to need to get some glue in our offhand and use this glue is so frustrating. So we're going to want to get some glue in our hands, and we're going to stick a bunch of these cogs together. I hate the way glue works in this. There we go. In fact, I think you're going to need to manually stick all of these together. Make sure that they're all stuck together. All the way back to here. And to be safe, let's go 1 more. And now we're going to need to put an entire motor here. Because there's no, as far as I can tell, there is actually no way to take power from somewhere else and give it to a moving object like this. Okay, so we are going to put a furnace on the back of here. Yep, a furnace. Because like seriously, if you can think of a better way to do this, please do tell me. That's not right. Put the gearboxes in this formation. Put the flywheel like that. Some absolutely anything you want here, just to stick it all together. Put a furnace there, and the engine like so. And then any kind of funnel down here. Let's get the wrench, because that is the wrong way around. Make sure that it's facing down. And then whatever you're smelting, right, so in this instance I am going to use coal and coal, right, putting that and that to get it all running. Your output is going to be coal. And actually, you know what, you don't, I thought you'd need to put the filter on it, but you don't. Now if you're in survival, you probably want to put some kind of hopper system down here to pick it up, but because I'm in creative, I'm just going to drop this on the floor. And then get a chute and a barrel or chest or whatever you want, so any kind of storage item, and fill it up with fuel and stuff. And you're probably going to want to how do these work? You're probably going to want to put hoppers or something. If you're using coal blocks, you probably don't have to, but honestly, now that I think about it, hoppers will work just fine. Okay, and you can put the coal blocks in there and the coal ore in there, and then this should run pretty much forever with this, but you might need to top up If you might need to top this up every now and again, but it should run for a while like that. Now, with this mechanical arm, you're going to want to take items from these and deposit them there, like that. And now, believe it or not, this is almost done. So if we order something, like so, you will need to wait a little bit and make sure people are patient. But this will put it in there. He will put it up there. And now when you order something, the arm comes to you with the stuff. If you take, why can't I take? I'm genuinely confused why I can't take this. Okay, I think that was just a glitch on my part. But you are going to actually need that to be a hopper. And you are going to need to put a filter on there, because as you can see, the wrong stuff is coming out. And now, honestly, if you want, this can be pretty much done. I think this still has some of the stuff. In fact, we can even order some new items. Make sure to tell people not to order more than 3 things at once. But honestly, it's not a problem. If they do order more than 3 things, they'll just need to reset it and then bring stuff again. But now, okay, that's a problem. So at this point, you could actually argue that this is pretty much done. You can order a couple of things. Make sure not to order more than 3. I don't know if I've said that. Wait a little bit for it all to prepare. And then when you select your table, the arm comes to you. You take, and look at that. Now, there is one more thing that we could do, and it's up to you if you want to do this. You could call it done at this point, or we can do one more thing. This last step will make it so that if you send an item back on the tray, it will dispose of it. Now, if you're in survival mode, you'll probably want to just put that in a barrel or something, but if you're in creative mode, you can just chuck it into lava. But it is a little bit finicky sometimes, and it does have some real problems if you order more than 3 things. But you're going to want to put a content observer there, a redstone link there, and this is going to be a brand new thing, so you can put whatever you want in it. I'm going to go for orange and magenta concrete, and you're going to want to put a different link over here by this button, and this one you probably want to have a pulse extender of, if you add the time of that one and that one, that's how long you want this pulse extender to be. So for me, 6 seconds. Oops. 6 seconds. Gah. 6 seconds. And then a redstone link. And then instead of orange and magenta, I'm going to do magenta and orange. Yep. And now you're going to want to get another mechanical arm. And you're going to want to get a funnel. And so this funnel is going to be where the stuff you dispose of go. It can just be a barrel. Doesn't have to be anything complicated. But a mechanical arm here. And you're going to want to have it take items from there and put them there. That's the wrong place. Take items there, put them there, and attach it to this. And now underneath, you're going to want to put a redstone torch there, a pulse extender running into that, and you're going to want it to be 1 higher than this one. So this is 6 seconds. So we want to set this to 7 seconds. Then you put a target block here. You go down a step. You're going to want to put a redstone torch on there. Then redstone there, redstone, redstone, and then find this one over here, control pick block that, and where is it? This one here, control pick block that. You're gonna put one there, torch on top of each of them, and then use a wrench to make them both receivers. And now if you want to send something back, you can place a bottle there, press the button, and you'll see he will come over here, and then hopefully when he gets there, this arm is doing nothing. Okay, now you're going to want to put oh, whoops, I just broke it. Instead of putting this like that, like it was before, you're going to want to put it actually on there, like that. And now, if you want to send something back, like the bottle on there, it'll come over here, and then this guy still isn't working. You know what, I'm going to actually pretend that was on purpose, because I think this is arguably better. Once you've sent him back, you press the button again, and now, still, this guy tried to take it but failed. There we go. That guy takes it and puts it in there, and I have no idea why that was there, honestly. And with that, this should be done. So let's order one of them and one of them, wait a little bit, and now order it to our table. It will come over. We can drink some of that, and I'm not hungry, eat some of that. We can put the bottle on there, send it back, and once he's gone round the corner, we can tell him to dispose of that, and we'd be ready to order something else. Just like this. Voila. Perfect. Now, apologies if something doesn't work for you, because I was very unsure. A lot of things went wrong, because I'm still quite new to the Create mod. If you have any questions, please do tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please, if you found it helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. And I'm quite a small YouTuber, so it'd be very nice if you could subscribe. Anyway, I've been GSTGM, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time.